Hey, howdy, hello, Swifties, everybody. It's time to spill the tea on UMG. That's good. The cardigan's on, but the cardigan's coming off. And the gloves are coming on. Because we gotta fight for what we love. And I'm a huge proponent of vinyl, as you may know, as we do stuff like this. What's the long and the short of the UMG stuff? I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift signed with UMG, got control of her masters 2018, started re-recording everything. A lot of you guys know what happened. The vinyl situation got crazy in 2020. What a time. Pre-orders backed up. Problems everywhere you look. You couldn't get stuff you wanted. It couldn't get the good music to the hands of the fans. The gloves are like oven mitts now to this tea. And there's, with the new announcement of Tortured Poets Department, there's been a lot of new vinyl pressings. I want to look at them and see how people are reacting. And the one that kind of made me think this is what we need to talk about is the Ghosted White. We love to see indie stores getting support. That is not the issue, as we'll get into. Cool. Ghosted White LP. Double. $46, mind you. I mean, that's a little steep, but hey, what are you going to do? On the clear vinyl. It looks very similar, same, standard cover as the Target exclusive. A little confusing, the wording. I guess we'll figure it out when it comes. A lot of people are doing that instead of trying to figure it all out right now, as the chaos will ensue. And then we got other vinyl variants. You got what looks like the standard cover. You got the a little bit beige, a little bit gray, and a little bit charcoal black variant. That's cool. 4 alt covers. I mean, that's not even as bad as Travis Scott's Utopia. Again, this stuff has been done before. Great. More vinyl in the hands of fans. Maybe it's not so predatory. Maybe we'll get over it. Maybe there's something harmless and fun about owning 4 different variants. 4 different variants! Oh, the pressing plants are gonna get backed up. Easy now. I've been doing lots of variants for a long time. Maybe the fans want some cool variants. Some of them. Maybe some of them are exhausted. 0. I'll listen on Spotify, but I'm not a collector. I just didn't get the Albatross, and now I'm regretting it. Got all the other 3. I hope she puts back the other variants on her site like she did with the old 1989 TV. If she doesn't, I'll just go with the manuscript. Swiftie merch.
It's called the Tortured Poets Department. I'm going to go and post the cover right now backstage. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
Show of hands, how many of you experienced that moment? You watched the Grammys as she dropped the announcement that there was going to be a new album that she'd held back for 2 years. It kind of made me scratch my head because I remember Midnight just came out last year, which is what she won a Grammy for. Here we are again with another Taylor Swift album cycle. Of course, more vinyl incoming. And as we found out that night of the drop, chaos ensued. We had queues to check out. I was trying to get one for fun just to see if I could. And the checkout was 30 to 40 minutes. I want to say it topped out at like 38 minutes trying to check out. There was no way. And it sold out by the time the clock hit 0. I'm sure that experience was a very shared one. But with the album coming April 19th around the corner, indie stores are just now getting their chance to open pre-orders, according to Dark Side Records. Surprise? ? Taylor Swift's new album, Tortured Poets Department, comes out April 19th. You can pre-order the white vinyl and CD now on our website, ... Finally. Don't need us to tell you about this release. She's only the biggest artist in the world today. So instead, let's focus on UMG, shall we? Taylor announced this album during this year's Grammys on February 14th. Today's March 18th. That's 44 days that we haven't been allowed to take a pre-order from you. Why? I wish we knew. Our best answer for that is UMG. Target got to announce their pre-order last Sunday, March 10th. Why? UMG. We were finally told that we could take pre-orders this past Friday, the 15th, but we weren't allowed to post it until midnight today, March 18th. Why, UMG? You might notice that our price, and Target's for that matter, is $10 higher And if you buy on Taylor's site, why? Well, because our cost from UMG is basically the same as what is being sold for there. Why? Again, UMG. Wow. Why to all this? Because UMG can, and they do. There's no quality of information for indies, and our suppliers are direct competitors. They set the rules, we pick up the scraps, and say thank you. May we have another? So all that being said, we will have a lot of Taylor in stock like we always do. We'd love your pre-order. Supports us directly as a small business, and that in turn supports local community here in Hudson Valley. All that matters to us, at least. So thank you for your consideration in choosing us to pre-order Taylor. Or even just buy it later when your order from UMG is lost, damaged, or just plain old late. Mad love to the Swiftie community forever. We knew it. I knew this. I knew it. UMG, there was a UMG controversy with the Coheed and Cambria vinyl. I haven't followed that. Pre-orders, that was for the Vaxes too. They weren't in charge of some of the other Coheed stuff, but there's been other examples of just like, I don't know what to call it other than you're incentivized to the FOMO and that fake scarcity, but also just like the simple fact there's just greed going on behind the scenes, and it's not going into the hands of fans, it's going into feed top 3 record label in the world. And here we are again. So what do we do as fans? Well, this is a good description of what's going on, simply put. Someone asked, is this a limited edition or standard? Probably standard. Taylor usually announces a standard edition first and then a variant. And there's standard editions have recently been colored vinyl. And of course, people concerned with the sound quality because, there's not a lot of quality control when they're pressing 15,000 of these, 100,000 in some cases of different variants. And then some of these are mastered at different rates. And there's so much confusion about playing it back correctly and listening to it when you finally do want to spin it. Made videos talking about some of my journey to build my playback setup that I love now. But a lot of people are going through it, man. Taylor releases editions like Skittles. It's a lot. When are people going to get tired of spending money on all these variants she is dropping at the same time? And this one hurts me too because I love the sound. Why? Well, we know why Caroline Polachek's final release of Desire, I Want to Turn Into You, keeps getting delayed. Man. Well, people said this with the Adele stuff back when that Goodwill Adele record was pressed to infinity and everyone was upset that they couldn't get anything pressed. But you know what? There's more to that story. So, lots of people big mad about nothing here. This was an interesting take. I work in a record store. The amount of money Taylor Swift brings in is unreal. And so many people come in and get her records. I can't even begin to describe it. By far our best-selling artist. I'm expecting several phone calls today about pre-ordering it through us, although we won't have access for a while. Again, this was the 1989. This isn't the, shall we say, less than optimal situation we have now with Torture Post Department. Her stuff certainly doesn't just sit on shelves, as some have insinuated. It gets restocked when it's in print, because she's the biggest pop star the last 20 years, maybe more. And stop complaining about her exploiting fans and clogging up pressing plants. People have a choice to buy or not. All the different variants of the record she puts out. And if you don't want them, don't buy them. I also own a small label, and I can tell you that pressing turnaround times are no worse over the last couple of years than they were before Taylor Swift started pressing records in high numbers. It's just delayed. It's just delayed in many ways. It's hard to get it. It's easier to get winter clothes from a used clothes store, man, than to get the vinyl that we love, some of my favorite albums. I'm surrounded by some of my favorite albums. And, it hurts to see that not getting into the hands of fans. But hold out for hope, man. Don't let people tell you what you're supposed to collect, what you're not supposed to collect. If you do want to collect it and enjoy it, if you got the disposable sort of income, if you want to have fun collecting it and enjoying the amazing music that we all love. So maybe some questionable tactics to get people to buy stuff from a business perspective. And you might, is it contributing to that? I mean, that's for you to decide. Hey, I've done vinyl shootouts where I buy 12 different variants of pressings that I love just to hear what they sound like. Am I contributing to the problem? Sure, and if I am, it's fun. But I gotta say, there's so many people who just want to enjoy stuff and not want to be stopped by gatekeepers. And people who think, you don't know what vinyl's supposed to sound like. You need to spend $1,000 on the setup in order to hear it properly. Getting mad that their, off the radar underground band isn't getting pressed within a 6-month time period. I talked to a record store last year and talked to, actually, hold on. Just Jerome said it best, man.
So my local shop, man, I love those guys. And they were a little bitter about the Taylor Swift record store day. Is there a way you handle it?
As far as like the Taylor Swift people,
which are some of my biggest friends too.
The thing about having a title like Taylor Swift come out on Record Store Day is the sheer amount of people it brings out is just a good thing for any store. It is a positive thing. So yeah, it might be a little annoying because some of those people are never going to come back in. But even if 2 of them do, that's 2 new customers.
But
keeping the long game in mind.
Right. But again, not everybody's going to be happy about everything all the time, especially when it comes to the Record Store Day list.
Upset about Record Store Day, and there's always going to be people that are excited about Record Store Day.
Just when you collect it so hard and you focus so much on the buying and collecting and finding these records and maybe the Reddit and I got to be the first one to find out of every release.
I probably wasn't a very Record Store Day person before we started doing Record Store Day. I've completely flip-flopped. I really love Record Store Day now.
Love that guy. He seriously spent decades in the vinyl community. He talked about it in that video, just how he's changed and used to be a little bit on the fence and arms crossed about, fans coming in, Taylor Swift fans, whatever, pop fans, new to vinyl people coming into the shop, clogging up the lines. And now he says this is his favorite part is seeing everybody come out and participate in this. And with Record Store Day coming up, we got some new pop artist variants every year that make people bring them in. Of course, the great other titles that exist too that are bringing people to the door. But you always got a swath of new fans coming in. And it's not time to do anything but what you want and need to do. So look, buy the variants you want. Stop feasting on the FOMO. Know what you're getting into here and have fun with it, man. I've enjoyed so many of the variants that I've collected. Some of my favorite albums, just fun listening to them, fun looking at them, hanging them up on the wall. I don't have anything on the wall right now because my studio's being remodeled. So we're having fun. What other variants did you get? Did you get any of these? Have you had any fun things you've hunted down over the last while? Let me know. As we've sat back, we've talked to everybody, chilled out, researched Reddit comments, the beautiful music that we love to showcase in the community. So happy you stopped by. Keep on grooving your way. Hey, howdy, hello, Swifties.